What happens when two rappers who've weathered storms, carried family burdens, and battled personal demons decide to pledge their lives to one another? You get a wedding streamed to over 100,000 people, painted in pink from wall to wall, and filled with stories that go far deeper than just vows and roses. Monaleo and Stunna. 4. Vegas didn't just tie the knot in Texas. They exposed the world to a love that was fragile, defiant, and unshakable. But behind the fairy tale images and viral clips, their journey to the altar was anything but ordinary. Section 1. How they met and the early spark. Their story didn't begin with fireworks. It started quietly in 2021 in a recording studio. Stunna 4 Vegas, born Calic Antonio Caldwell, was there working when Monaleo's manager walked her in to make an introduction. At the time, it was nothing more than a handshake. No instant romance, no dramatic spark, but the seed was planted. Later, it was a simple DM that shifted their path. Stunna reached out, and that's when the two began kicking it, as he put it. What followed was not your usual whirlwind fling. Instead, it was a careful, almost cautious unfolding of something neither of them had truly experienced before. For Monaleo, then just rising in Houston's rap scene, the connection felt different. For Stunna, already navigating fame and pressure, it was an unexpected calm. Section 2. Monaleo's struggles and the safety she found. To understand why this relationship mattered, you have to look at where Monaleo was coming from. Her childhood was not easy. She has spoken openly about experiencing abuse, battling depression, and growing up with heavy shadows. By the time she met Stunna, she was carrying that weight into her music and her personal life. And yet, on one of their earliest hangouts, Stunna surprised her. She remembered arriving at his house and noticing how he treated her things, carefully setting her shoes to the side, putting away her Cartier glasses, treating her with a level of respect and courtesy she hadn't known before. Most importantly, he didn't try anything reckless or out of line. That small moment of safety turned into something deeper. Monaleo described feeling a level of protection she had never experienced. Stunna didn't just play the role of a boyfriend. He became a shield. He carried himself with the promise, "Nothing's going to happen to you while you're with me." And for someone who had spent years unprotected, that meant everything. Section 3. Stunna's view. Loyalty in action. For Stunna, it wasn't about grand gestures. It was about consistency. He often says what drew him closer was how Monaleo always showed up for him. Fame can be lonely, even when the world is watching, and loyalty isn't guaranteed. But he found that in her. Through arguments, busy schedules, and the chaos of raising a child in the public eye, Monaleo didn't disappear. She stuck through. That reliability, in an industry built on instability, became priceless. He once admitted, "You don't always expect a girl to be there for you, but she's there for me." Their relationship solidified with a proposal in 2023. It wasn't a flashy public stunt. It was private, intimate, and real. The same year, their son, born in 2023, turned 2. For them, family was never a social media strategy. It was something to guard. Which is why live streaming their wedding months later shocked so many. Section 4. The struggles behind the smiles. While their wedding may have looked like a dream, the road there was paved with battles most fans never saw. Monaleo's father was fighting cancer and underwent a triple bypass surgery after chemo. For her, walking him down the aisle became more than symbolic. It was survival, resilience, and gratitude embodied in one moment. Meanwhile, Stunna was dealing with his own family complexities. After taking an ancestry DNA test and working with a genealogist, he met his father and grandfather for the first time, just months before the wedding. The ceremony became more than a celebration of love. It was a rare chance to bring together family members he never thought he'd meet. Together, they carried burdens that would have broken others: childhood trauma, health scares, broken family ties. But each challenge pulled them closer and reshaped their definition of unity. Section 5. The all-pink wedding that went viral. When the big day arrived on September 19, 2025, at Boxwood Manor outside Houston, it was clear this wouldn't be a traditional ceremony. From the flowers to the cake, the decor was pink. Even Stunna wore a blush-colored suit. To some, it seemed unusual. To them, it was intentional. Monaleo later explained that pink wasn't just an aesthetic. It symbolized love, new beginnings, and prosperity. It represented healing energy in a room filled with people who had endured trauma. For her, it was liberating. But that wasn't the only thing people talked about. The guest list became its own controversy after a viral TikTok showed Stunna rejecting last-minute requests for +1s. His stance was firm. This wasn't just a party, it was sacred. And he wasn't letting just anyone in. The wedding also featured deeply personal touches. Their first dance was to Cosmic Love, a song Monaleo had written for him. They lit a unity candle and built a memory wall for relatives who had passed. The menu was filled with comfort foods like Frito pie, a nod to their southern roots. The cake was a Texas melon masterpiece by Tammy Allen. And yet, one of the most emotional moments wasn't planned. As Beyoncé's 1+1 played, and Monaleo walked down the aisle with her father, Stunna broke into tears. Even before seeing his bride, he was overcome by the sight of his family, friends, and even gangstas he'd never seen dressed up before. Section 6. Beyond the spectacle, a deeper purpose. For outsiders, the all-pink wedding was a headline. But for the couple, it was about more. They've both felt a sense of responsibility since they were young, to their families, to their communities, and now to their own child. Monaleo admitted it hasn't been easy. Before fame, she and Stunna were already considered pillars in their families, expected to help others, often at their own expense. They had to learn boundaries, how to give without enabling, how to uplift without being drained. The wedding wasn't just a show. It was a moment of reclaiming joy, of building community, of saying, we survived, and we're building something better. Section 7. What comes next? With the wedding chapter complete, the couple isn't slowing down. Monaleo has already finished her major label debut under Columbia Records, set to mark a new era in her career. Stunna, proud as ever, is focused on fatherhood, music, and family. Both say they want more children, more community, and more family gatherings like the ones they remember from childhood. The barbecues, the crowded living rooms, the feeling of a village holding itself together. And after the chaos of the wedding, they're planning a tropical honeymoon to catch their breath before diving back into the music world. Conclusion. To the outside world, their all-pink Texas wedding was a spectacle. But beneath the decor and the live stream views lies a story of resilience, second chances, and the power of protection. Monaleo and Stunna 4. Vegas didn't just get married. They created a blueprint for how two artists can carry love, family, and community on their backs without losing themselves. It leaves one question hanging in the air. In an industry built on image and chaos, can love rooted in vulnerability and loyalty really last a lifetime? If their wedding is any indication, Monaleo and Stunna are determined to prove that it can.